All praises due to the Most High, family. We talking Mo football. So family, if you've seen any of my football content, you should know. I hope you know. I'm a Saints fan. So I'm covering the Saints game first and foremost of the weekend. Although I did technically react to the Eagles game already, the Thursday night game. But so this is the first Sunday game I'm reacting to, the Saints and the Patriots. Family, my schedule does not allow me to catch the games live. So what I do is I watch the highlights, I check the box score, and then I come to you with my perspective, and we go from there. Let me know in the comments what you think, where I'm right, where I'm wrong, where you agree, where you disagree. But that's what it is. My playing experience, my football fandom, informs my perspective. And so I watch the highlights, I check the box score to come to my conclusion as far as the football thoughts. Now, because I'm a Saints fan, I'm always more critical of the Saints than other teams. I'm not the type of fan that's just thinking that we're Super Bowl or bust every year. I'm definitely, I keep it real about my team because, it's hard to watch bad football and lie to myself that it's not bad football. So as a Saints fan, I watch the Saints be bad, but I'm going to talk about why we're bad. Okay, so this was not a bad game by the Saints. What I mean by that is like the mistakes weren't egregious, but, obviously by the box score and by the game result, it was not enough to win. So I've been upset. What is this? Was this game 6 for the Saints? I believe we were 1-4 before this game. Now we 1-5. So first and foremost, Alvin Kamara. Look, I mean, we're not gonna have the Alvin Kamara that we once had. That's just the reality of the sport and the Saints right now. We're not gonna see the type of Alvin Kamara that we used to see. Top 5 running back in the league, Alvin Kamara. That's just my opinion. I love Alvin Kamara. I would love to see him be the best, the top 5. In my opinion, though, the way we're set up, that's not the Alvin Kamara we're going to see. And so I think Alvin Kamara's magic number in terms of touches, we need to get him around 15 rushes and then another 5 to 7 catches, right? Like that magic number is about 20 to 22 touches in total, and it has to be a 2/3 to 1/3 split. He has to have 2/3 rushing and 1/3 passing, in my opinion, for Alvin Kamara to be the most effective. We have to use him in that way. Not for him. That's not a law about Alvin Kamara. I'm just saying where our team is right now with Alvin Kamara right now, I think our magic number is 20 to 22 touches, about 15 rushes, and 5 to 7 catches, right? That's the magic number for Alvin Kamara. Now, this rushing attack was more of the same. We struggle on the run. That is certainly not our strong suit. Just watching these games, I mean, I might still guess that Alvin Kamara is the leading rusher, but Spencer Rattler is not too far behind because our rushing game just has not been where it needs to be, certainly. Now, Spencer Rattler is getting more confident, I see. He's throwing the ball decently well. This game, more than any other game, I noticed the development and the connection between QB1 and WR1. This game, more than others, was evident that Chris Olave and Spencer Rattler have been working on their connection, which I think is a good move. Olave is the best receiver that we have. Olave is the most versatile receiver that we have. And I think that Spencer Rattler would benefit from having a go-to wide receiver one. My concern is just that Chris Olave is not actually up to par. Is he our wide receiver one? Yes, he is. He is. He's the best receiver on our team right now. But when I look around the rest of the league as our wide receiver one compares to other teams' wide receiver one, we're lacking. That's just what it is. I mean, and Chris Olave almost had 100 yards receiving. Imagine if I think they called it an incomplete pass, right? It was the incomplete pass that looked like it could have been a catch and fumble, but they ruled it an incomplete. Imagine had he just caught that solid. That's well over 100. And then he had a ball for a touchdown that he dropped, which, if we're not talking about wide receiver one, okay, hey man, you dropped it, I guess. Like, I can't blame you for that. But when you're talking about filling the wide receiver one position, when you're talking about having wide receiver one aspirations and goals and standards, that's a catch you absolutely have to a pass you absolutely have to catch. So now we should have been talking about a Chris Olave with 150 yards and a touchdown, off of those two could have been, should have been, would have been catches. And then Spencer Rattler got almost 300 yards and a touchdown. So as far as the offense, that to me was the glaring look. Chris Olave just has to be better. If you're playing to a wide receiver one standard, you have to play better. You can't just be the best receiver on our team. You have to compare yourself to the other wide receiver ones. That needs to be fixed. The other problem that needs to be fixed is Alvin Kamara needs his due. He needs his 15 touches, and he needs to be schemed properly. Easy throws for Rattler. Alvin Kamara in space. Alvin Kamara with blockers. That's what has to be the focus of Kellen Moore and the offensive coordinator. Right? Olave can be serviceable. We just have to find that connection. We have to cultivate that connection more. I'm totally fine with Olave having 15 to 20 targets, but he has to be effective. He has to be catching the ball, and he has to be threatening. I haven't really seen that so far. Now, really, other than that, family, it's just the turnovers as far as us losing the game. This was really a game within the margins. But 4 drives, I think it was 4 drives ended in a field goal and not a touchdown. That's where the biggest issue of the game was 4 drives settling for field goals and not touchdowns. But we fixed that, family, by getting Alvin Kamara the magic number, the right mix of pass and rush. And then we get that by cultivating Olave into the wide receiver one. We have to design certain passes and routes for him to flourish. That's what it is.